and his talk entitled Usury and Control, the Beginning of the Lie Part 2. Navid encourages us to look at our controllers and the way they have, like a cancer, grown as they sit comfortably with corruption, wars and pollution. We have been guided off our true path by small increments, using the tools of fear, debt, a mountain of laws and usury, but given just enough bread and circuses to keep us tame. They are smart. We need equally smart observers to alert us to their century-old game and maybe a way out of the creative maze towards our potentials. Please welcome Navid Masud.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having me back. It's a pleasure to be amongst friends. I see many new faces today. I've given a similar talk a couple of months back. We will be covering at least 50% of the issues we discussed last time, and there would be new areas which we will be covering today. Like last time, we will start off with a small video. There are two videos, and then these videos flow into with the rest of the talk. I would request James to start this video for me, please. We start off with the Elodie alert. The other one, just the music is a bit awful on this one. We picked it up from the internet, so please bear with the music. It is just the wording which I want you to focus on, and that sets the tone for what will follow this particular one.
Yeah, number one, Rome fell officially for the final time in 410 and was really never an empire after that. They tried to reorganize it, but it never really became what it had been. The official, I mean, the most according to Greek, is 410 when Alaric sacked Rome. And I thought no one as bad as the Nimmelfish cat was running all through. Well, those were, yeah, the holy Roman emperors, yeah.
hope you've written that out for us, Navid.
We'll make it available for you, don't worry. This is the important paragraph coming. Can we stop it here for a second on this? This is the essence of the message. The road to... You can't see it? Don't let this information alarm you, because without it you cannot be free. You have to understand that all slavery and freedom originates in the mind. When you in mind allow you to accept and understand that United States, Great Britain and Vatican are corporations which are nothing but fictional entities which have been placed in your mind, you will understand our slavery is because we believe in fictions. I just want to say a few words to my Catholic friends. I have nothing against any Catholics whatsoever. I think they are very decent people. I think they are great people. We are discussing it in historical context and nothing more, nothing less. It's not something against a particular group of people whatsoever, this presentation. With that note, I think we move on to the...
We love the Pope too.
You see, the title of the talk is allodial concept of free market. And the word allodial itself is a product of this country, of this region. And yet, literally 99% people have never heard of the word. They have never read it in the textbook. They have never, in legal textbooks, anywhere you see no trace of it. Yet this system operated in this part of the world for hundreds of years. Now, how can this happen? This can only happen because every element regarding that system must have been removed from the system so that hardly anybody is there to tell that it existed. And yet this is the system which operated in this part of the world. And when the people from Europe went over to the United States and formed the new colony, they actually went and established the United States again on that model, on a allodial model. So it must have existed. So the efficiency of this current system is that whatever it doesn't want you to know, it removes it in such a perfect manner, right, that you hardly find a trace left in it. So we are presented with choices which are both under the control of the same parties, always. So the real alternative is just boom, gone, hushed under the carpet without a trace left. If it was not for internet, if it was not for sharing of this information, I assure you we would be struggling to present this information today to you. So just in summary, we will come to the allodial section in the next half. Allodial, there are many newcomers here. Allodial section means you are a custodian only. You have a right to use the land, but you are not the owner of the land, you are just a custodian. So if you grow crops from it, if you put your labor in it, you are entitled to profit from your labor. Nothing else. Because you're entitled to the fruits of your labor. That's what you have put in. The idea that you should profit from land or from natural resources just because they happen to be there is the root cause of why we are in this mess today. We are in a global war for resources. We do not know how to allocate resources. So if we say the Germans or the Russians or the Chinese take all the oil away, we will be in trouble. If they take this land away, we will be in trouble. So we better go and grab that piece of land and control it with our forces. So the whole struggle on this world at the minute is partly a scramble for resources. Yeah? And yet there is a better way which operated very effectively for hundreds of years in this part of the world, and it also matched with the Islamic Spain which existed, in southern Spain at the time. We will come to that in part 2. I just wanted to set the stall up that what this concept is: allodial land rights, allodial property rights, allodial mineral rights, allodial fishing rights. None of these things you can be an owner of. You never created them. However, if you spend a night looking for a fish, you're entitled to charge for that. And that is all what your legal entitlement is. So economy built on a allodial model is self-regulating. But that is for, hopefully we should get to in the second part. The first part we want to focus on how on earth we arrive in the current model. Yeah? So that is the beginning of the lie, and we will go deeper into the lie this time than what we did last time. This financial system, as it operates by design to transfer your wealth. It is not a coincidence that every so often these crashes occur and 90% of the people lose their every single money they have invested in. It is just not a coincidence. It is by design. The politics, the finance, the legal, everything works in tandem to make this happen. And this is what we want to discover. How did this come into existence? How is it that people in are not able to identify who is really behind it, and how come we can't seem to have a solution to this? Every time they give this illusion over a period of time. It is not done over 5 or 10 years, it is done over a cycle of 60, 70, 80 years, so that by the time you started, the consequences are borne by your children or your grandchildren. So in that cycle, it appears as if it is just the market functioning. But if you look through over a long period of time, you discover, this is just going in one direction, always in their direction. The wealth is being transferred in, as they say it, in the correct bloodlines, or whomever they think the ownership of these assets should vest under. So, like we know amongst the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not steal. Everyone understands that. But stealing the fruits of other people's labor is also stealing. So that is why usury is forbidden. So if you work and somebody else takes the benefit of your labor, that is also a form of stealing, and usury was forbidden. And if you look back in ancient texts in your Christian tradition, you will see usury was frowned upon. If someone practiced usury, he would not be buried in the church. They wouldn't want to know him. But over a period of time, the resistance to it has just disappeared. Now it is a model which operates from head to toe under usury. We'll tell you how. Various models of the way they steal our labor. Under the usury of land, a tenant, so somebody is the owner, you got to pay. It doesn't matter whether you have got enough for your children or your wife. No, the first right to get the money out of the land is that of the landlord.